They call me Bharata. I'm actually from Puerto Rico, from the Caribbean, and I live in the States right now. So I'm just very glad, very delighted to be here at the Shivananda Yoga Farm in Grass Valley, California. Just to finish a nice cooking workshop, a week cooking workshop. Well, the cooking workshop is specialized in Ayurveda. It's actually a 7-day Ayurvedic cooking workshop, specialized in the science of Ayurveda. Food is a big thing in Ayurveda. Food is one of the main therapies. It actually, maybe there's no other system of medicine that covers food in so much depth. And it's about a high percentage of the problems it has been solved with proper diet. So we just dealt with the principles of theoretical principles of proper diet, and we have the other half of the course just in the lab, in the kitchen, just doing the preparations and applying what we learn in this classroom. You need to make sure that you have a wholesome experience from the moment that you ingest the food until the moment it's transformed and eliminated. So it is just one of the things you need to make sure is that you feel like it's very welcoming, and it doesn't overstimulate. It just gives you a nice feeling of satisfaction physically, and at the same time mental lightness. You need to feel light, relaxed, physically and mentally as well. So the processes of tasting the food is very enjoyable. The same way, the process of elimination goes smoothly, and the well-being feeling is kind of a constant, and it leads you towards spiritual practice. It leads you to yoga practice, to meditation. So it's a very valuable vehicle for well-being.
What are you making? This is urad dal with this is actually called dosa, made of rice and urad dal. It's a thin kind of a thin pancake.
And we'll try first bite, see how it tastes. Oh my God, this guy knows how to cook. This is awesome.
Ayurveda deals with a whole concept. Ayurveda has specific definitions of food, and medicine. Ayurveda acknowledges medicine as another meaning, but a normal medicine shares with food the quality of bringing balance to the organism in the physical and mental level.
This is pilau rice. Okay, it is rice with spices, mostly sweet and pungent spices. This is just rice for since this has nuts and almonds and things like that. For people that don't eat nuts, we just prepare plain rice, and we have a sabji here of green beans, eggplant, and butternut squash, and these are the dosas.
As part of the yogic diet, Ayurveda can fit in. However, Ayurveda is more for the modern person, that is active, has an active lifestyle, has work, has family, etc., and who also wants to enjoy some nice savories every now and then. So whereas the yogic diet is more simplified, is more oriented towards yoga practice, meditational practices, it's kind of on a retreat setting. And whereas Ayurveda is just, you can take it home in the bustling of the city, as well as in retreats. So it's kind of versatile in that sense. It's very multifaceted. Wholesome means an experience in which you feel physically satisfied, and you feel emotionally balanced, like satisfied too, and mentally at peace. Sometimes you can eat some food items that either can make you feel too full, like you can't move because they're too heavy, they dull your mind, or they overstimulate your mind. And sometimes we have this notion that you need to eat a lot in order to feel satisfied. And even though the mind turns duller or more overstimulated, that won't enable you to focus and all these things, Ayurveda covers everything. You can find many of these things in normal health food stores. But there are some spices and some particular legumes or pulses that you only find in Indian grocery stores. You're starting to find most of these things in natural health food stores that we know. Ayurveda was actually systematized in India, but Ayurveda, meaning the science of life, it has been applied wherever there's life around. You see, the thing is that it's been attributed to India. It's because in India it was systematized. It was coupled with the practice of yoga. There is the same philosophy behind all of it that is that make up what is Hinduism today in a way. So you associate it more with India. The 6 tastes, there's 6 tastes. Each taste has a function in the body. This is what we deal in Ayurveda, what takes us to a wholesome experience, you see. It's kind of each taste has a function in the body, and each taste behaves differently according to the stage of digestion. So this is kind of a long topic, but you see, you just can't flavor sweet. But you see, sometimes when we say sweet, we associate it with sugar candy or with lollipop or things like that. Something that's really like sugary. But that's not necessarily sweet. You know, in Ayurveda, there are terms like that go specifically with what it means and what it does. And then the other tastes have their functions too, that are very important to assess good digestive assimilation and elimination processes. Sweet, salty, sour, bitter, astringent, and pungent. There's 6 tastes. You have to get them in a proportion that is suitable for the organism. For instance, we need more sweet. So everything just revolves around the rice and the beans and the veggies, right? But you put spices that will counter the exacerbating effects. The too much growing inside, too much putting on weight, for instance, or mass. So actually you counter with reducing tastes like bitter, astringent, pungent, and the building taste, where it's sweet, salty, and sour.
It's about cooking with awareness, you know, using not just the food to fill the stomach, but using the food in a way that is suitable for you, your body type, and with the awareness of the ingredients that you use, and using the correct spices in order to create balance in the body. All the other food courses or anything to do with diet I have taken is strictly just about the food, what the nutritional value is, what will make you put on weight or lose weight, and so on. It didn't have that overall structure of creating the essence of the whole. Bharata, with his knowledge of the spices and when to put what in and what was necessary for this vegetable or that vegetable, created such a difference in the taste of the food that it was amazing. There's no way you can be disappointed. And even if you weren't a believer in Ayurveda or yoga or that life, this whole thing is a science, even if you weren't, it will change your life.
Excellent course, excellent experience. I'm currently completing my master's degree in Ayurveda, so this was a very nice complement to bring in that food as healing factor. Absolutely excellent. One of my favorite parts was that the focus was not on things are good or bad, good or evil. Everything has its place. It's about finding the right place and the right time for each one of the items in order to make it work for that particular person at that particular time. There is no universal eat kale and thou shalt be free.
Just give yourself the opportunity to experience a new avenue for health and well-being, personal health and well-being. Most of the key for most of our physical ailments is just proper food.